call it the Losinator.
What does it do?
It does what it says. It makes it virtually impossible for you to win the next game you play, as long as you play it in the next 24 hours or so.
Does it work?
Oh, it was working. I had to taper it off a little bit. My test subject was getting a little suspicious, but I still use it sparingly. What's up, guys?
Oh, come on. That's not even necessary.
What? No. I'm using it on the Leafs.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub. It was a trap game. It was a trap game, and we did not fall into the trap, but I cannot explain how casual this game was. I swear if anyone knows where that ringtone's from, yeah, I'll give you a shout out in the next video. I don't know. I'm going to mute that now. The goals felt casual. The play felt casual. Nothing really got intense at all. I guess there was a little chippiness. That will get worse over the next couple of nights. I love hockey. I also love defensive hockey. My favorite players are usually goaltenders. And when a guy like Grizzlick last night, he had this amazing play on Thompson, and it was a really under-the-radar play. Thompson, much bigger than him, basically has the puck, and Grizz got his shoulder dipped under, lifted into him, so he's basically the little spoon, feeling cozy. Just takes the puck from him, just gets right in there. And that's such a great defensive play. It broke up their possession and immediately would go back down the ice because Grizz's outlet passes are great. That's the kind of stuff that I really get excited about. And it's stuff that no one obviously puts on a highlight reel, but it's the kind of things that make you go, that guy knows what he's doing. If you don't get excited about those plays, this game was probably really boring for you. And honestly, for me who does get excited about them, still kind of boring. But the 2 points is huge because the Rangers now have a tragic number of 15. A tragic number in hockey is basically the amount of points that need to be lost for you to miss the playoffs. So the lower the number, the more likely you're about to miss the playoffs. Basically, with the 6-point lead and 2 games in hand that the Bruins have, and the 10 games left that the Rangers have, if the Bruins win a game, that number drops by 2. If the Rangers lose a game, that number drops by 2. 15 points. And we still have 12 games left, and they're probably not going 10-0, the odds are looking in our favor. I don't really care about where we place as long as we make the playoffs. I know we're only 4 points out of first place, and that'd be neat. That'd be a nice way to end the season. Looking hot, looking good. Kind of putting the rest of the division on notice. These series are going to be difficult no matter what. I don't think there's going to be a sweep in any of these series with the East Division. I certainly think 5 games is less likely than 7. Grizz and Zaboral are back in the game. Grizz finally back, and he looked pretty good, a little rusty though. Comfer and Tenorti would be the 2 coming out. That's fine. They're depth pieces anyway. I thought Comfer was playing pretty well, but Zaboral has more upside there. Obviously, Grizz does too. Rask gets the start. I expect Swayman to get the start for the Thursday game, and then back to Rask on the Friday. I think that makes the most sense. We'll see what happens. Game starts, and I don't know how to make this interesting. I really don't. But I will tell you one thing. A minute in, Cliffy with a brutal turnover that leads to a scoring chance that Buffalo can't finish on. Rask came up huge in this game. Cliffy is a micro ecosystem of my ability to affect the game. If I say something nice about Connor Clifton, he is going to shit the bed. If I say something mean about Connor Clifton, he is going to score a goal or be directly related in scoring the goal. Here's the trick, guys. This works for every single player except for Charlie Coyle for some reason. But it's not abusable. I don't really have control over it because I honestly have to believe what I'm saying for it to take effect. Maybe to drive home this point, because I think we got time in this video, in 2018, one of the best examples of my supernatural abilities, 2018, the Red Sox were going on a little bit of a postseason run. And all season I talked about Jackie Bradley Jr., great defensively, but couldn't freaking hit shit. I swear he literally had one of those pool noodles sometimes when he was batting. It was... I ridiculed this man going into the playoffs so hard. Up and down, I talked about how brutal watching this guy at the plate was. And then he turns into a world ender. Unbelievable performance. He's hitting grand slams. He's homering, doubles, triples. His defense still keeping up. I was so hard on this guy, and he threw it in my face so brutally that I had to ironically make Jackie Bradley Jr. sweaters, like hoodies. I had to order them for me and a couple buddies because they just wouldn't let it go. We've spent too long on this. Connor Clifton, bad turnover immediately, and I shit on him for it. Let's move forward in the game and see what happens. Now, it's hard to explain, but the first 8 minutes are very casual, and we have a lot of pressure, but it just doesn't feel like it has the same energy that you normally would when you're just careening down on a team. But the first 2 lines especially just have them pinned. This really starts with Marchand winning a board battle on the left side against 2 Sabres players. Man, he's good at protecting that puck. And he gets it out to Cliffy on the top right of the point. Cliffy will send a bomb, but as we know, Clifton has trouble getting it fucking through to the net. So it takes a deflection, bounces to the left. It is collected though. And then Riley and Bergie will play catch on that left wall. Now we've seen that before, haven't we? Ends up with Riley down on the left side behind the net a little bit. He's going to feed it to the slot to Pasta. Initial shot, Tokarski makes the save, but Marshy is there for the collection of the rebound. Moves to the right, backhand. I feel like we watched this exact goal a couple nights ago, but here we are. It's 1-0. Marshy gets another one on his way to a Hart Trophy. You heard it here first. No, you didn't. Everyone's been saying it. He's not winning the Hart. I'm sorry. His point totals just are getting eclipsed by the Northern Division guys. But he is in the conversation, damn it! Now, Buffalo did turn it on for the second half of this period, but again, it still felt like we were playing at half speed. They were pushing, and we were kind of listfully throwing the puck around. There's a degree of, was this just them feeling so comfortable that now the passes tape to tape look casual? Because if that's it, I'm all for it. But it really did feel like half speed for a lot of this game. Buffalo turns it on. Rask makes some huge saves. Save of the year candidate, about 6:40 left in the period. And like I said, Buffalo turned it on. Rask had to come up huge. And this save, best save of the game by far. He gets caught on the far right side. Rask making saves, but the rebound's out there. And this is a huge chance for Buffalo, but Rask comes up huge. He's out a little too far, so he can't catch the post to give a good push across, so he has to dive. And man, look at the fucking angle. He goes deeper into the net, gets the hand on the puck. Of course, you need a little bit of luck with this one, but who knew the hockey gods love serial killers? There's your proof. Period is going to end 1-0. On we go to the second, and it kind of already felt like the game was over. I know that's way too cocky, but man, it just, even with Buffalo turning it on, I can't explain how you just sat there and went, cool. We come out hard in the second. There's some nice pressure. The fourth line is still playing. They don't have a second setting. It's all in or nothing with them. About 2 minutes in, and they are just laying the smackdown in the offensive zone for Buffalo. Tons of pressure. Puck ends up getting kicked out to Cliffy on the far right side. Clifton takes another hammer shot. It gets through. Tokarski comes out far to get it. And he catches it between the legs. Lazar gets in there, gets in his face. There's body contact between him, the defender, and Tokarski. And the puck squeaks through. Tokarski doesn't realize it. And he kind of kicks it in. And that will be 2-0, Connor Clifton's goal. And I refused to compliment him after it because I was sure he would do something fucking stupid if I did. Whatever, Clifton. You got a lucky squeaker. I sound like a hater because I'm kind of being one. I get so mad at Cliffy Hockey, and he's so full of shit half the time. But there's people who are praising what he's done, and I get it. He wasn't supposed to have this much responsibility. At a certain point, you have to go, all right, but you do have this much responsibility, and 60% of what you do is negative, and 30% of what you do is okay, and the 10% of good people are like, Cliffy hockey, baby! It ain't me, man. I'm sorry. I'll be on the wrong side of history for this one. I'm cool with it. I want him out of the lineup. I do. Now, 11 minutes into this period, something kind of weird happens that I want to point out. Marchand had the very lightest of elbowing penalties, right? It was a love tap to the side of the head of Yokoharu, I believe his name is. This was a dirty play. Now, it was light, which thank God, but there was no reason to even have your elbow up there. They're literally just skating around the net. It's after the whistle is blown. And it's just a blatant headshot. Light or not, like, that's not okay. And it makes me worry because this is a game where, A, you don't need to do that. No liberties have been taken so far in the game. We're up 2-0. You don't need to bring that into the game. And I have been very vocal about how much I love Marchand adapting and growing his game, turning into an elite winger, and no longer getting suspended for doing stupid shit. He still walks the line. We've seen a couple plays this year where you go, eee! That one's just a blatant stupid elbow for no reason. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. The third period kind of turns into a penalty fest. Both sides taking them back and forth and everyone's killing them. Our power play, a ton of chances, but no one could finish. It's crazy that we're not scoring anything with these power plays. There was a scary moment. As much as I think Clifton sucks, this is not what I want at all. It was a bad trip. It was incidental. It definitely was not intentional to send him into the boards like that, but he's skating towards the boards to get the puck, and the stick comes in and just gets him, and he head first. Scary moment, but he does come back. He is okay. 3 minutes in, and we do try to give it away. Richie goes to the box, so remember, 2-0 lead. Richie goes to the box for a little leg-on-leg trip. It was potentially a dangerous play. It looked close to a knee-on-knee, but I don't think it quite got there, thank goodness. And then 30 seconds into that penalty kill, Lauzon goes for a high hit that is blatant and unnecessary. Again, just weird penalties. And we're going to 5-on-3, which will be a 6-on-3 for a minute and a half because they pulled their goalie. This was the worst 6-on-3 I've ever seen in my life. Not a debate. They couldn't get control of the puck. When they had it, they just played on the perimeter. We weren't even packing it in. We had three guys. We were a little spread out. They had no one in the slot, really. Bizarre choice for a 6-on-3 to not have two guys on either side of Tuukka. And getting in the way and getting in these lanes. I do not understand that at all. So we kill the 6v3. And then, of course, we kill the second penalty after that. The reason we kill the second penalty after that is with 19 seconds left in the remaining penalty. It is now 6v4. The Buffalo Sabres have a few too many men on the ice. 7, guys? You walked out 7 for this one? And all 7 thought that they were in the play. I guess 6 for 7, it gets confusing. I don't know. Bad. This was one of those games for Buffalo where they actually played really well for a lot of it. And it kind of showed you sometimes you're just not good enough, man. But we'll see. We got 2 more games back to back, Thursday, Friday. Maybe they bring a little heat. They are capable of it, but they have to catch us off on an off night. Like, this is one of those matchups where the Bruins have to lose as much as the Sabres win. Game notes. All 4 lines are really fun to watch. Not in this game. They're kind of boring in this game. But seriously, you got the first 2 lines, which offensively right now, you really sit there and go, we could score a goal this shift. Most shifts with them, you're sitting there going, we could score a goal this shift. You get the 4th line, who is a complete wild card. You know they're going to forecheck hard. You know Lazar is going to do something pretty. That's a wholly transformed line, and I'm digging it. And the 3rd line, yes, they don't have a lot right now. There's not a lot working for them, but DeBrusk has looked way better. Coyle is snake bitten, but he has a chance on every other shift. And Richie's just kind of doing his thing. Now, he's dropped off in production, obviously, since earlier in the year. We already knew that was going to happen. That third line is our question mark, but they're not a liability defensively. All four lines are interesting to watch, which was not the case earlier in the season. Not even close. Pasta continues to look really bad when it comes to shooting. He just doesn't have it right now. What he doesn't look bad doing is passing. His positioning is on point. His back check, for the most part, has been very, very good. And his puck retrievals have been solid. The guy is helping his teammates score. He's just not scoring. I am not even hovering over the panic button with him. I am frustrated that he's not scoring because I like it when Pasta scores. I get excited more about him scoring than most other people on the team. But no panic button with him right now. Fun stuff! Tuukka gets his 51st shutout! Not too shabby. Elite. That is 5 wins in a row. And if anyone's out there going, well, 2 of them are against Buffalo. Guess what, chucklefucks? 2 of them were against the Islanders. And 1 of them were against the division-leading Capitals. So suck it. For me to be happy with this 3-game stretch against Buffalo, we need 1 more win. For me to be elated, you win them both. I'm okay if we drop a game. We're getting closer and closer to that. Fingers crossed, no more injuries, please. Right? We got 12 games left on the season. It's about that time where we know if we're making the playoffs or not. We just need to be healthy. And the big one, obviously, is Carlo. That's the big final piece for health. Halak is coming back. If we're using Halak in the playoffs, we're probably not going very far. It's got to be Tuukka, and the defense has to be healthy. It's fingers crossed time now. That's it. We watch, we enjoy, we're a little holding our breath. If you watch this far, I do have a question for you. If you watch this far, I do have a question before we go. If Kasha comes back right before the playoffs, let's give him a 3-game window. Now, it's... Do not take me as, oh, it looks like he's coming back. It does not look like he's coming back. If he does, do you even bother slotting him in? Now, I know what most of your answers would be if he comes back midway through the first round. It would be like, do not. If we're rolling, we're rolling. Leave him out. But if you got a couple games to warm him up, do you put him in? And who do you take out? Because you don't want him to be on that checking line. Honestly, I'd probably throw Jakey to the left, try him on the right, and bench Richie, see what happens. That's my take right now. I think if I had a couple games, I'd put him on the third line, put Jakey on his offside again, and put Kasha on the right. Leave Coyle there and take Richie out. Guys! Like and subscribe, comment below, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Go Bees!